Hello, my friends. It's me, Christiana Gaudet, your tarot fairy godmother, and it's time for Global Tarot Circle. Global Tarot Circle has been meeting pretty much monthly since about, I gotta say 2011 or so. And here we are. We just moved to YouTube a couple of years ago, but we're having lots of fun here. It's so nice to see all of you. Gary Karp, so nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Glad everyone is here. Of course, a special shout out to the members, the moderators, everyone here. And if you're here for the first time, please do subscribe and make sure you like this video. So we're here for an hour. I hope you can stay with us for that time. If you can't, that's okay too. And if you're watching in replay, we're happy that you're here. What we do is that in the first half hour or so of our time together, we do readings together. And we do readings in a specific format where if you have a burning question, a question you would like to ask a room full of tarot readers, you can go ahead and ask your question. Before you do, though, let us know where in the world you are and what deck you're working with. I'm in Palm City, Florida, and today I am working with my very beautiful and favorite Wiser Tarot. You can see I also have the Charm Bowl here. I'm not going to use it for readings in the first half hour, but I thought we might use it in the second half hour. So in the first half hour, we do readings. In the second half hour, we do tarot study and conversation. So if you have questions about tarot or something you'd like to learn about tarot, when we get to be about half past the hour, I'm going to ask for those questions. Go ahead and ask them at that time. So thank you all so much for being here. Jo Marie, glad you're here. You're new. Tarot by Gina Marie, glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Thank you, everyone. Sarah, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. You haven't been able to join for a long time. That's true, and we're so happy to see you. Happy to be back. We're happy you are back, and you're joining from Punta Gorda, Florida, and using the Millennial Tarot. Do you love that deck? Did you learn about that deck here? I do think it's so much fun. For sure. For sure. All right, and so good to see all of you. Thank you for coming in. Dina, you're using Wiser Tarot as well. So as you come in, where you are in the world, what deck you're working with, and go ahead and ask a burning question. So here's how that works. I will take these in the order in which I see them. I'll read the question aloud. I will answer the question by pulling one card. Anyone else who wants to participate, who wants to do the reading, also pulls a card. And then you put the name of the person you're reading for, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation in the comment. So if you ask a question, make sure you scroll through to get your whole reading. Don't just listen to me, listen to everyone who's here. Now, if you're here and you're doing readings, remember that I will move very quickly because I can talk faster than you can type. So I'm going to move quickly, and that's okay. Maybe do every other one. Maybe just do the ones you're called to. If you can't keep up or don't want to keep up, that is not a problem. That is not a problem. All right. So I think we've explained the rules of engagement. Sarah, you did learn about Millennial Tarot from me, immediately bought it and love it. It's so fun, right? So fun. Hey, Paula, nice to see you. Nice to see everyone here. So let me just scroll through and say hi to some people who have let us know where in the world they are. And then we'll get to our first question, who will be Smile Soul 20, will be our first question. Christina, thanks for being a member from Westchester, Pennsylvania. You're the second question. Justine, we're going to do her question. She's a member and a moderator. She's not really here, but we are going to do her question. Let's see, who else has... Okay, Dina Moskowitz, Nyack, New York with the Wiser Tarot. Fabulous. DH, thanks for being a member in Connecticut with the Rider-Waite Tarot. Can't go wrong with that. Peggy Lou Levens, thanks for being a member in Oak Hills, Florida with the Rider-Waite Smith. Very good. Kitty Beckwith, thanks for being here in Massachusetts with the Rider-Waite. Tarot by Gina Marie, you're in Fort Lauderdale using the Rider-Waite. So we're kind of close. That's very, very cool. Maybe you'll come to StarCon. It would be so nice to meet you in person. Thanks for being here. Medea Ness, thanks for being a member. In the Northwest, using the Wild Unknown Tarot. Perfect. Gary Karp, thanks for being here in Erie, Pennsylvania with the Rider-Waite Smith. No questions at this time. No problem. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Tortoiseshell Moon. Kathy, thanks for being a member. You're in Liverpool, UK, using Aquarian Tarot. There's a classic. Disco Bunny, thanks for being here, using Enchanted Tarot in Connecticut. So you're back from your Odyssey. Does that mean you can come to StarCon this year? Okay. AAGH, so nice to see you in Connecticut using the Literary Tarot. Very cool. DD, so nice to see you in Florida using your favorite deck since 1983, the Moroccan Fez. Wow, that gives you some cred. And AAGH, you're Amy, first time here. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you. Okay, PL Day is in Houston. Thanks for being a member, and thank you for being a member in Paris, California with the Wizard Tarot. Very good, very good. Carolyn McLaughlin, thanks for being here. Thanks for using members-only emojis in Australia with the Greenwich Tarot. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We're getting to some readings, and of course we will welcome people as they come. And thank you all so much for being here to spend some time with your tarot friends from around the world, because you can literally see that we are. Oh, and here's Joyous Ocean. Dion, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. You're in St. Thomas with the Modern Witch Tarot. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, first question is Smile Soul 20. Smile Soul 20, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. Question is, what does the universe want me to know? If you would like to do this reading at Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, Smile Soul 20. 5 of Cups. I really feel like you're going through a bit of a tough time right now. You may be feeling sad. You may be feeling a sense of loss. You may be feeling some upset. If that's what you're feeling, then you have to deal with that. But remember, there are good things too. You may be dealing with some sucky things, but there are good things too. Let's see what other people have to say. Christina, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. What does the universe want me to know at this time? If you'd like to do this reading at Christina, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, the Moon. Everything and nothing, my friend. Everything and nothing. Everything and nothing. So, Christina, what should you know at this time? You should know that you know more than you think you know. You should know that your intuition is strong, that your psychic connection is strong, that your connection to those in spirit is strong, and maybe lean into figuring that out more, and maybe that's why you're here. Excellent. Oh, Adrija, I am so sorry to hear that. Yes, we will absolutely do that reading. So sorry. Cheryl Jefferson, thanks so much. StarCon question, when should someone look for the daily schedule to be set up? So obviously that can change even up to the last minute, of course, but I would say it's 80% done right now, and you should be able to see it on the website. If you hit agenda, you should be able to see it. Now I want to go to the website and see exactly where it is. Yeah, you should be able to see it now. And if you can't, well, I'll go to the website later and figure it out, because you should be able to. And it will probably be done as solid as it's going to be by December 1st, because things change up until the end, and December 1st is when I send the schedule to the printers. But as I said, about 80% done right now. Friday's set, Saturday is 98% set, and Sunday's about 80% set. That's where we're at right now. And if you have questions, just call me and I'll tell you the whole thing, right? But it's on the website. All right. So Justine, who is a member and a moderator and had to work tonight, has a question. So she's going to come back and watch in the replay to get her answer. So let's give it to her. If you would like to do a reading for Justine, Her question is, I'm having trouble with my friendships, feeling incredibly one-sided lately. So maybe just general advice in that area. All right, if you'd like to do this reading, at Justine, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Feels like we need new friends. Feels like we may be outgrowing a particular crop of friends and ready for a new crop. Sometimes that happens. I know I made that sound really callous. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it to sound that callous. It's just, sometimes that happens. Okay. Okay, next question that I see is Sarah. And Sarah, thank you for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. Thanks for being here tonight. I want to start a new hobby, something that allows me to be creative and work with my hands. But what to do? All right, if you'd like to do this reading, at Sarah, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And this is fun. This is a fun exercise. Thank you for this, Sarah, because we're going to use one card to tell her a hobby. So it's like a very specific tarot exercise, right? Let's see how it goes. At Sarah, the name of the card you got, your interpretation. What's the hobby? Well, I think it shouldn't be drinking. We'll start with that. It shouldn't be drinking. But I am going to say, I think you would like to literally produce something. You want to produce something. And so I'm going to say it needs to be the production of something small, either like, knickknacks or magical items, statuary or jewelry. And it needs to have some meaning. And it might just be for gifts and for fun, but could even turn into a little Etsy side hustle if you wanted it to. Just saying. Let's see what other people have to say. Okay, next question I see is DH. Thanks for being here. Oh, no, wait a minute. I skipped ahead. DH, I think you're up next. I'm so sorry. But I skipped Jo Marie. So I'm going to do Jo Marie and then we'll do DH. Thanks for your patience, DH. Jo Marie, thanks for being here. What is my purpose in life, or what should I do? Okay, let's play with that. If you'd like to do this reading, at Jo Marie, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, although I would direct everyone on this YouTube channel to my rants playlist, where you will see recently me ranting about this whole concept of a life purpose. I am really, the rant is about to come out again. I'm going to keep it small. But I am really sick of people in my industry and adjacent selling this idea that everyone must have a life purpose and you must discover your life purpose. What is your life purpose? My life purpose is to get out of bed in the morning every day, and so far I'm batting 100. That's my life purpose. What's yours? I don't know. But let's take a look and let's see what the cards come up. Let's see what they say. And, I love the way you worded this question, Jo Marie, because there's what's my purpose? Or if we don't want to talk about purpose, just what could you be doing right now? Which I think is a whole different question and arguably a better question. Just because I think your purpose to be here, being here is good enough, in my opinion. I think this idea that we're supposed to have a purpose really sort of comes from hustle culture and the idea that we're all supposed to be special and do something special. If you feel special, that's good enough, right? All right, so Jo Marie, what do I see for you? The Queen of Pentacles. So this is very interesting. It makes me, Jo Marie, yes, give me a rant, right? Thank you for understanding. That's great. Okay, and if you want to do this reading, at Jo Marie, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, I got the Queen of Pentacles. So I'm going to give you a list of things that I think you would enjoy or would be good at. Gardening. If you're looking for a career, something that is nurturing. It could have to do with food. It could have to do with nature. It could even weirdly have to do with like financial management or banking. I realize that's a wide range. So if you were looking for career, I would say something more domestic or something specifically involving finances. If we're just looking at life and what you should be doing in life, I'm going to say spend time in nature. Seriously. But there's a lot of good things coming up here, so definitely take a look and choose the one that feels good to you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. DH, thank you for your patience and thanks for being a member. We really appreciate you. Oh, Joe Marie, you're a Taurus, so that totally makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, DH. What does the universe want me to know? And DH, thank you so much for being a member. We appreciate you. If you'd like to do this reading at DH, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does the universe want DH to know? Ouch! 3 of Swords. Clearly a time for healing. There might be something that has been hurtful for you recently, or you might just be in a place where you're ready to uncover some old hurt and do that healing. So there's a lot of support here for you right now for healing. Body, mind, spirit, whatever it is that you need, there it is. Okay. Hey, PL Day in Houston, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. And hang on, I just overscrolled. Give me a minute. Oh, Sarah, thanks for that feedback. That's great. Oh, Cheryl, thank you. Thank you for Cheryl Jefferson for speaking of StarCon. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. And let me know if there's something on the website that isn't there that should be, let me know. It's constantly being worked, and when people find problems, we fix them as quick as we can. So thank you. Really appreciate you. Okay. Hang on a second. So Teresa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Lots of Pennsylvanians tonight. You're here from the Poconos. And yeah, for a few years, I actually lived and worked in the Poconos, which is how I know some of you nice people. So there it is. Okay, the next question is from Disco Bunny. So we're going from like really esoteric to very specific. Disco Bunny, thanks for being here. Should I remodel the basement? All right, if you'd like to do this reading at Disco Bunny, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Should she remodel the basement? So 4 of Wands reversed. I mean, I could get a clear yes or clear no from that, honestly, but I'm leaning toward no. For whatever reason, I'm leaning toward no. Let's see what other people have to say. Again, Disco Bunny, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Okay, Peggy Lou Levens, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. What does the universe want me to focus on? If you'd like to do this reading at Peggy Lou Levens, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does the universe want me to focus on? Inside, not outside. Inside you. Your inner journey, your inner work, your inner healing, what goes on inside you. Okay, Adrija Roy, thank you so much for being here. This is a hard one, and we're all sending you all kinds of love. Today I lost my uncle. I never got to see him for one last time. I want to know if there's any message from him. And again, if you'd like to do this reading, add Adrija, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, and we're really holding you in love as you go through this difficult time. Thanks for being here with us today, Adrija. Death. I think the message really is, I mean, that's obvious, like he is dead, right? I mean, we know that, like his body is dead. But the message I get from this really is about his journey and how it's very different than he expected it to be. I see this as a comforting message that, I think a lot of times we have fear about this. We have fear about death, about not being here, about what happens after we die. And this suggests it's very different than what he thought, and it's fine. He's fine. Okay. Kitty Beckwith, so nice to see you. Sorry I stumbled on your name. I almost lived once on Beckwith Avenue, but didn't end up doing that. But it's probably not your avenue. It's probably just a name. Okay, here's the question. I just started studying tarot. Is this the right path for me? Is there something else I should be focusing on? So let's take a look. If you'd like to do this reading, at Kitty Beckwith, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. So, King of Wands reversed. And I feel like there's a part of me that wants to say, at this stage of the game, you might, it feels like you've really gone into it like pretty heavy, pretty serious. And it's not so much like you should or shouldn't be doing this, or there's something else you should or shouldn't be doing. I just feel a sense of needing to be more open. And so, okay, so you play with the cards and you learn the cards. That's great. What else might you want to do? Maybe you might want to do something more outdoors, more nature-oriented. Maybe you might want to do something more physical. I mean, these things are not mutually exclusive. And so I would just say be open to the exploration of tarot and other things. So let's see what other people have to say about that. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Tortoiseshell Moon. Kathy, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I start my job in a few weeks, but a potential obstacle, fly in the ointment, has cropped up and it's stressing me out. Am I going to overcome this easily, or is this the tip of the iceberg? So basically the question is, with this new job, is it going to be smooth or is it going to be a problem? Let's take a look and see. If you would like to do this reading, at Tortoiseshell Moon, Kathy, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. I don't think it's going to be terrible. It may be not the most amazing thing. There may be some things that sort of suck the joy out of it in certain moments. But it's okay. I think it's really okay. Don't let the stress get to you. I think it's really okay. Oh my gosh, for an exercise, Medea Ness wants us to ask the purpose of life. But it's 42. We've all read the book. We know that. No, seriously, we could play with that. That's fun. Cheryl Jefferson, you are so awesome. Cheryl comes to our in-person stuff as well. She's local. We're neighbors, sort of, ish. And I can always count on Cheryl to kind of let me know what's going on a little bit behind the scenes. So while we're doing this, Cheryl checks the website and says, I found the StarCon Daily Presenters information under Agenda. Yes. Looks like a great lineup. Thank you so much. And it's getting better and better every day. So thank you. And if y'all don't know about StarCon, STAARCON.com, we are the world's first and only multi-track hybrid tarot and divination international conference in West Palm Beach and online. And January 19th through 21st, tickets are on sale now. StarCon.com, STAARCON.com. Medea Ness, we're going to settle the argument now. But is the purpose of life for everyone, what is the purpose of all of us versus what is each person's purpose? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Where are we? Von Ray, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. We really appreciate you. And this is such an exciting question. And Joyous Ocean, feeling 90% better from having COVID. Hallelujah. Thank you. You have really been in our thoughts and chairs. You really have been. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're not saying thoughts and prayers anymore. We're saying thoughts and chairs. But you have certainly been in our thoughts, and we care about you. Peggy Lou, the newsletter this week was awesome. Thank you. And I'm sorry I didn't pop on at noon to do our usual newsletter recap. My schedule just blew up today and I couldn't. But thank you. Okay, this question, everyone. Focus on Von Ray. Let's focus on Von Ray. My question. I'm doing my first big author show on Saturday. Yes. Wishing for the best. How will things go for me? So first of all, so exciting. Everybody, man, we are so excited and so proud of Von Ray. How great is that? Okay. Doing first big author show on Saturday. How will it go? If you want to do this reading, at Von Ray, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Okay. So 5 of Cups, let's not be bummed out by this because you will make some good connections. There may be weather issues. There may be other things that make the day feel a little disjointed, but look for the good connections and make the good connections. Hey, Joyous Ocean, you're getting good at interpreting those cards. Just seeing. Oh, and Disco Bunny got a great card for Von Ray. We want to hear about it on Monday, just saying. Okay. So TJ and GA, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I would like whatever guidance I most need at this time. If you'd like to do this reading, at TJ and GA, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Remember, if you're doing readings, to put the name of the person, the card you got, and the interpretation. Claire C., you need help, huh? We're here to help. Okay, what are we doing? TJ and GA, whatever guidance I most need at this time. Ace of Swords, the guidance you need is to know that you're smart and you know what's up, and you probably need to trust yourself, but not the BS you tell yourself. All right. And thank you, everyone. Oh, I love that. Amy, AAGH, Wheel of Fortune for Sarah, maybe pottery. So smart. What a smart interpretation of a card. Wheel of Fortune, what hobby? Pottery. Oh my gosh, so smart. I love it. So Christine, so nice to see you. Ask a question. We will be closing to readings in a few minutes, but you can definitely get your question in. And very soon we will start to talk about tarot and ask questions and answer questions about tarot specifically. Okay, here it is. Christine Nally, I see your question. If you'd like to do this reading, at Christine Nally, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. My question is, which direction should I take in life? The direction away from what isn't serving you. Like there is a sense right now that there's something you need to get away from. So the direction away from what doesn't serve you, and you need to be clear on what doesn't serve you. Okay. Hey, Amy, AAGH. My question, how do I get my mom to stop commenting? Ooh, sorry, I just overscrolled, but I'm already feeling so sad about this question. Hang on, I'm sorry. Coming back. Right, awesome job, Poconos, right? Hang on a minute. Here it is, got it. How do I get my mom to stop commenting on my body? I've been seeing a nutritionist and I'm probably at the healthiest I've been since high school. I am so sorry. I am so sorry for whatever has hurt her in this way and has caused her to hurt you. I'm so sorry. If you would like to do this reading, at AAGH, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. So here's what you have to do. You're going to have to draw a firm boundary. If you're going to talk with me like that, you don't have access to me. You don't talk to me. I don't talk to you. If you cannot speak to me respectfully, then we're not having a conversation. And I think you have to have that firm boundary. End of story. Okay, and thank you everyone for doing readings. Really appreciate it. Hey, Ashley, nice to see you. And we are coming to the half-hour mark. So the floor is now open for any kind of tarot questions, comments, whatever you want to play with as far as divination, tarot. Do you have questions about a technique, a card, a deck, anything at all, anything tarot or tarot adjacent? Now's the time. Now is the time. And I'm just going through getting the rest of the questions and thanking everyone. Oh, Joyous Ocean, I promoted StarCon in my newsletter today with a link to buy tickets. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, here it is. Okay, DD. Does the person I'm having a pleasant online conversation relationship for the past year or so have a real potential of being more than that? If you'd like to do this reading at DD, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Medea Ness, I've kept my newsletter praised for this section. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I thought we could kind of lean into the newsletter. If there was nothing else that came up, we could lean into the newsletter at this time for sure. All right, so DD. Does the person I'm having a pleasant online conversation relationship with for the past year or so have any real potential of being more than that? I say probably not. If you'd like to do that reading at DD, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Okay, I'm just scrolling through. Okay, Claire C says help. And I'm ready to do that as a reading. Okay? Let's give Claire C cards of help. If you would like to do this, and Claire C, thanks for being here, thanks for being a member. If you would like to do this reading, at Claire C, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, help for Claire. What helps you is you don't have to do it the way other people told you to do it. For the very most part, unless it's illegal, and then you have to be careful, do it the way you want to do it. And DH actually did a reading for the purpose of life. In general, not your purpose, but in general. Anyone else who wants to do this, go ahead. This was suggested by Medea Ness. Go ahead and pull one card, tag it life purpose. One card, what is the purpose of life? DH says the purpose of life is the Three of Wands. We have the world in our hands, decide what we want, and go forward. Beautiful. I love it. Claire C is driving. Very good. Book launch person is Von Ray. Von Ray. Okay, hang on a minute. Just over-scrolled. Okay, Christine Nally. I drew the Devil card and the Death card in the past, but I didn't die. So yeah, Devil, Death, do you want to talk about those cards? We can absolutely talk about those cards. If you have something to say about the Devil, tag it Devil. If you have something to say about Death, tag it Death. So death is much more likely to come up for someone who's going to get married, have a baby, have a job change. And honestly, if it was Devil and Death together, it was probably the card saying, you need to let go of this and you need to let go of it now. You know, when you look at the Devil very much talks about the things we've attached ourselves to. And whether that's healthy or not, it can be our addictions, it can be unhealthy relationships. So the Devil it can be stories we tell ourselves about ourselves that are not true. So the Devil can be about shadow work, and it can be about letting go of things that do not serve us. So unless it was your life itself that was not serving you, of course you would not have died. And I will tell you, I have seen death in the cards, and I've seen it come to pass, and none of the cards that you would think it would be. Let's just say that. It was every time I've seen it, it's been a combination of cards, and it's rare and unusual that would show up in the cards to begin with. So, you know, that's not, you know, when we look at death, you know, yes, death is about physical death in the sense that you and me and everyone we know will die, and that's part of what we have to accept, right? But death is really about making changes. So if I saw these two cards together, I would say, what are you attached to that you need to let go of right the heck now and do it? That's where I would go with that. Okay. So Ness, I thought the way you were explaining the tarot reader, and I thought of the magician. I loved the image I love the image of that. That's great. Thank you so much. Here's a question from Betty. I did a reading, and Betty Flesher, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis, and thanks for being here. I did a reading for someone today. Congratulations. How did it go? If you would like to do this reading, at Betty Flesher, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, how did her reading go? Fabulous. I think you did a great job. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. Makeup and fashion insomnia. Wendy, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. No, you did not miss everything. Here we are. We're here till the top of the hour. And Christina was not the death and devil in the same reading. So yeah, each of those would have spoken to your circumstances at that time. Okay, Disco Buddy, Devil. I got Devil for egregious question about her uncle. I knew it was because she's clinging. I didn't post my answer because I didn't want to upset her if she doesn't understand the card. Right, got it. Okay, have I missed anybody's burning questions? Yes, Joyous Ocean, I missed your question. Let's not do that. Let's do Joyous Ocean's question. And Joyous Ocean, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. I got Shiny Penny Syndrome. Is joining the club tomorrow a good idea or not? I want to wait, but feel like I'm listening to fear. If you'd like to do this reading at Joyous Ocean, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, should she join the club? No, God, no, don't, not yet. Okay, and I think Ashley asked a question. Here it is. Ashley, let's do your question. Thanks for being here. I would like to know if I will pass the insurance exam on Monday. I've already taken it 3 times now. And a couple of people have already done the reading. Thanks for that. I haven't yet. If you haven't and you'd like to, at Ashley, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Oh, I missed you. Robin Renee, Dr. Alled. Great. I'll get back to you. Thank you. Ashley, I think you have test-taking anxiety, and that's the problem. I think if you can sort of address the anxiety, it will be so much better. Okay. Okay, so I am now looking for... Okay. Hang on a minute. Dr. Alled, I am just not seeing it. Where are you? Where are you? Dr. Alled, would you... What card was that? Oh, Emperor Reversed. Oh, no, it was the Tower. You weren't the Emperor's Reversed. You were the Tower, Joyce Ocean. You were the Tower. Dr. Alled, I am having the hardest time, Robin Renee, finding your question. But I'm looking. If you were of a mind to repost it, that would be like really cool. But it's okay. I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep looking and keep looking and keep looking. But I'm not seeing it. Okay, for some reason, I just don't see it in my feed. So, Dr. Alled, if you post your question again, I will answer it no matter what. No matter what. So if you don't mind doing that, and anyone else I've missed, go ahead and repost your question. And let's talk about tarot. So anyone else want to do the life purpose, like in general, what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is trying not to work too hard. I don't know. But let's talk about the newsletter. So y'all know I do a weekly newsletter, Tarot Topics, different topic each week. Generally on a Thursday, I'll come on live at about noon to talk about the newsletter and do readings about it. We couldn't do it. This time because I was busy. But it was about, do people tell you you're too sensitive? Have you ever had someone say to you, you're too sensitive? That was the title of the newsletter. You're too sensitive. Have you ever had anyone say that to you? And what do you think about that? And what's the right response? What do you think about that? Okay. And I see Dr. Alled, thank you so much. How do I deal with a-hole managers at work until I get a new job? Okay. Okay, Dr. Aled, if you'd like to do this reading, at Dr. Aled, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Remember that the Two of Swords, Robin Renee, is the card of peace. Just be at peace in your heart. You know, don't let them get next to you. Don't let them get in your heart. Don't let them get under your skin. That's all you can do. And as quiet as possible. It's not worth trying to educate them. It's not worth trying to help them understand why they're assholes. Just stay at peace in yourself. Seriously. Okay, and we have a question from Wendy, Makeup and Fashion Insomnia. Again, thanks for being a member. If you'd like to do this one, at Makeup and Fashion Insomnia, or some semblance thereof. The question is, what is my next step on this journey? And of course, Makeup and Fashion Insomnia, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Okay. Wendy, the Hermit reversed. It's to come out of your hermitage and be with people more. It's to be more social and to find more people that you enjoy. Okay, so Christine, you're looking for a card on your life purpose. Is that what it is? If you don't have your cards with you, I will absolutely do that for you. Absolutely. Ace of Swords, to learn and to grow and to know. It's really about gnosis for you, I think. Absolutely. Absolutely. So sensitivity, you know, there's a lot of talk about astrology, and yes, astrology is a huge part of it. But you know what's really interesting? Like people who identify as being empaths, I think sometimes it really just is psychic stuff, you know? But a lot of times being an empath is a learned skill. And you learn it when you're a child growing up in a chaotic environment, because you have to learn to anticipate what's going to come next so that you can stay safe. And so anyone who says to me, I'm an empath, yes, they probably have natural psychic skill, but they probably also had some real chaos in their childhood and some sense of unsafety, emotional or physical, in their childhood. And DD says, and this is so important, I've had people say that to me before, and it's usually a manipulative tactic. Right, you're too sensitive. No, sit down and shut up. What I'm feeling matters. Don't tell me I'm too sensitive. And never tell the psychic they're too sensitive, because you pay me to be sensitive, right? It's usually a manipulative tactic or a way of defending what they shouldn't have said in the way they said it. Yes, yes, yes. Tortoiseshell Moon, Kathy, I'm forever told I'm too sensitive. People always say folks are too something or not enough, whatever. I'm not too sensitive, I'm just me. Exactly. Exactly. And I think there are times that we do take things personally when we shouldn't. And that's a thing, you know, like I know I'm guilty of that. I will take things personally when they certainly weren't meant that way. And so we do need to be able to check in with ourselves or our cards on that. So let's do this too. If you have any questions around sensitivity, did I react appropriately? Those kinds of questions, we can do those too. I wanted as well, I've wanted as well today to play with the charms. How many people are playing with charms right now? It looks like at StarCon we're going to have a fair representation of charm as education. So I'm curious to know who's doing charms. Sarah, regarding sensitivity, do you ever have a very clear and vivid memory from early childhood? One of my earliest memories was my mom scolding me for being scared by a loud sound, and she yelled, "Stop being so sensitive." Wow. Well, now I'm sensitive and I'm proud, so there. Good vibes. Wow. Oh, man, Dr. Aled. Oh, wow, I never thought about that. True. As I'm an empath, and I had to anticipate my father's maltreatment, right? Right? Hey, Justine, on a 15-minute break. We did you. Christine Nally has played with the charms. Wendy always wanted to play with the charms but need more info. So let's do that, and I'm open to, and if I missed any questions, let me know. So here's the thing. There are no rules with charms. And sometimes after doing a reading, I will let my client read the charms. You know, like just put your hand in, arrange them, look at them, and tell me what they mean to you. And coming off of a reading that I've done for them, that can be like really, really super powerful. But there are a lot of ways to read charms, and I would love to hear how you do it. How you do it, how you like to do it. You know that sometimes I will pull cards and literally put a charm on the card. You know, so like what would the difference be? Ace of Swords might be, you know, figure out the truth, say the right thing, do the right thing. But here, you know, we have to leave room for fantasy. So now there's like this separation between truth and fantasy. And it might even be recognizing that you have a right to live your fantasy, right? So we kind of see how that works. Now you can also just do a charm reading by thinking about quadrants. And people are now just starting to make laminated boards. I think there will be some available for sale at StarCon. But you can think about, you know, lower quadrant as what already is, middle quadrant as what you're working on, and, you know, top quadrant as advice from heaven. You could do past, present, future. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can do there. So you might throw out the charms and just sort of look at how they showed up and kind of try to divide them into their quadrants, if you will. Like, look, in the middle, I got 2 fish and 2 ladybugs. Isn't that interesting? And 2 peace signs. Like, that's kind of interesting, right? And there's 2 doves, one here and one here. 3 doves. So it's interesting when you have a lot of charms, they can kind of repeat. And that's fun, too. So play with that and see how that goes. Is there anything anyone would say to me based on, like, 3 doves, 2 ladybugs, and 2 fish? And I love that I've got the triple goddess and the ring. Like, there's this like deep spiritual commitment down at the bottom, and I really love that. I love that there's sort of peace signs. And up here, what do we have? We have a question mark, we have a flower, we have more doves, and the sun. So anyone want to say anything to me about this and how you would read that? That's kind of fun. Honestly, where to get charms? So you can go to Etsy. Like Lady Lenormand has great charm sets. Like go to Etsy, Lady Lenormand. But you can also just go to Amazon and look up charms, jewelry making. Most of these are jewelry making charms. Seriously. Joyous Ocean, that feels like you're a force of nature, right? Right? I try to be. Justine, I'm imagining you in the 1980s. Yeah, well, that was my decade. That was my coming of age decade, right? I graduated high school in 1980. So the 80s were like that. That was my decade. Did all the doves fall at the top? Like, are they in the sky? Yes, and I didn't even think about that. That's so smart. That's so good. I love that. Dina Moskowitz sees it as like the people around me are strong, and that's really good. That's fun. Right, the doves and the peace signs. Right. I love that. Oh, Sarah, I'd be interested to throw charms on a chakra map. Which charms correlate with each chakra, like doves on the third eye, peace of mind? Oh, that's so smart. Okay, back to life's purpose. Peggy Lou just pulled the world for my life's purpose. So what do you think about that? Just to be in the world, right? To be in the world? What do you think? Right? And Joyous Ocean. Peace is so central to who you are. And Ness says you're the message. You're the messenger of peace and love. I love that. Thank you so much. And then Justine says maybe the dolphins and the sun for Florida. Right. And you know, I love Florida so much. And there's a lot going on down here that is not to my liking right now. Not to a lot of people's liking. And I, just remembering like the sun and the dolphins, the things that I love, it's a good thing. And Aulette, I love the full circle of the goddess moon and the sun. That's beautiful, beautiful. And Christiana, I definitely resonate with the 80s. And that's also when I learned to read tarot, actually. Is that true? That is true. That is very, very true. Absolutely. And thank you all for the kind words. So we are in our last 10 minutes. So my question for you is, what do you want to know? What do you want to learn about tarot? In the next 10 minutes, what questions do you have? What do you want to learn? Sarah, I pulled Insta-famous, the sun, for my life's purpose. I don't even use Instagram anymore, but I see it as seeing the bright side. I love that. Yes, 30 years of tarot, that's a fact. Christina, there's a lot going on here. I'd rather be in Florida. It's nice in Florida. Oh man, 3 of Wands upright for the meaning of life. You're the second one who got that card. I kind of love that. That's so good. And again, thank you so much for your kind words regarding the charm reading. The thing about charms that's so freeing for a tarot person is with tarot, we really think about, what's the traditional interpretation of the card? What are the associations? All of it. What's the numbers? What's the astrology? All of it. With charms, it's just like, what do I think about this? What's my relationship to this? How do I feel about this? DD, thank you. You are for sure shining light in the tarot community. Thank you. Dr. Aulette, please expound on the Justice and Judgment cards. Oh, thank you. I thought you'd never ask. Let's get those cards out and let's talk about them. It's interesting. These cards are often confused one for another. Hey, Barrett, nice to see you. Partly, I just totally, right, Justice and Judgment. Sorry, lost my train of thought because I saw other questions coming in, which I'm going to try to answer all of them and do it quickly. Okay, Judgment and Justice, people get them confused partially because they have J. They both start with J. And they're both words that we think about when we think about a court, right? There's justice and there will be the judgment. But the thing is, these cards are not really terribly related. Justice is related to Libra and the element of air. Judgment is related to Pluto and either fire or water, depending on how you're feeling about Pluto. Justice can speak to a court of law. Do I have either of these cards in my deck? There's Justice. Where's Judgment? I just totally blew off Judgment. Where is it? So Justice can speak to appearance in a court of law. It can speak to issues of social justice. It can speak to fairness. It can speak to balance. It can speak to any kind of contract, buying a house, getting onboarded at a new company. Any kind of contract could be justice. Spiritually, what we have to learn with the card of Justice is that nothing in life is fair. Nothing in life is fair, but we have to try to be fair with ourselves and others either. Anyway, that's the thing. And I'm really starting to think that I'm not playing with a full deck and wondering where my Judgment card has gotten off to. Is that true? No. Hallelujah. Okay. Judgment, on the other hand. So Judgment literally is the archetype of the rapture, the Christian Judgment Day. The angel Gabriel is blowing his horn to signal the last day, and corpses are rising out of coffins to be born into the new day. This is about death and rebirth. This is about endings and new beginnings. This is about closure, putting closure to the past. This is about communication with those in spirit, and even communication, so that we can be heard. In business, it's about advertising. Okay. And Wendy, I would love to do a class with you telling all the meanings to the cards. We could do that. That could happen. Sarah, I feel like tarot could be called on for any question, but just curious. I agree. Any question at all. There's some, though, like depends on the audience and depends on how you're going to interpret it. You know, some questions need to be handled very carefully, but yes, any questions? So Betty Flesher, about being sensitive, is sensitive and being defensive similar? I'm not sensitive, but I am defensive. I think it could be. It could be. Oh, Kathy, have you done a class about using tarot to interpret dreams? I haven't, but we could. We could. And Barrett brings up a very smart thing here. One key word that these two have in common is karma. Here it's sort of like looking to the past and then the future, and here it's just, you know, cause and effect, right? On the note of is my judgment card missing, what happens if you realize that you've not been working with a complete deck? Does that mean the readings were not accurate? Up to you, man. I mean, it happened to me just the other day. I did a reading and later I realized that 2 cards were still in the pouch. But it was a great reading and the person got exactly what they needed. So no, it's fine. You can read with a broke deck and it's fine. Don't do it intentionally. But if it happens accidentally, the readings are still absolutely valid. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. AAGH, is it normal to memorize meanings of tarot cold? I have a lot of decks and I feel like I always have to look up meanings, especially for minor arcana. You know, I am not a fan of flashcard study and memorization. I think, you know, because the cards are going to mean something different each time you see them. You're going to have a sense of them. And the more decks that you use, the broader it's going to be. The more books that you read, the broader it's going to be. So no, I don't think you need to. And I think it's fine to work with the books until you're just like comfortable reading the cards. Seriously. Claire C., thank you for your kind words. Medea Ness, I was thinking about the majors numbers. How would it change things if we took all the numbers away? In my opinion, it makes them so much less meaningful because for the majors especially, I feel like the numbers, the order that they're in is part of the story, it's part of the lesson, and without that the numbers, you wouldn't have the linear narrative. Barrett, is that the Archangel Gabriel in the Judgment card? I like to think it is, although A.E. Waite never identified it as such. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Okay, Dina, what does it mean when you see your tarot card reflected in your daily life, synchronicity? I always see it as, man, you're on the right track and you're like in communication with the universe, and there it is. There it is, absolutely. Okay. So Barrett, you work with keywords, and I think keywords are really good. You know, the problem that I have is when readers are like, aces are always new beginnings. You know, like anytime you see a card and you say, this card is always this, I think you're missing the point. You know, I think the point is to let the card be what it's going to be in the reading. Three Web Will, nice to see you. And Barrett, I love keywords too. You know, I use them as well. I just use my deck to help my boss write a mission statement for the company, or at least give him ideas. And by the way, hello, glad to be in another live chat. Just got off work. Perfect. I love that. DD, right. One day I just stopped needing to refer to the books, although desire to get another opinion will sometimes make me do it anyway. Exactly. Right, Barrett, you don't do that. Right. Keywords are the starting point. Like, okay, my keyword, Christiana. I'm Christiana. But what describes me? Well, like, if you're having a reading with me, I'm the reader. But if you're out at, like, a music festival with me, you know, I'm a very different person in that setting, in that, like, what I'm going to be doing and how you're going to be interacting with me, right? So, and when I'm with my grandchildren, you know, that's very different, too. And so that's how the cards are, right? Sarah, is there anything that is always in tarot? I think not. Maybe to try to always stay in compassion with yourself and others? Maybe? Joyous Ocean, I love hearing that. I do go for my intuition and then read the book. I am learning. I was so glad to hear my readings were good tonight. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Right, right. And, you know, what else is always in tarot? Tarot is always interesting, fun, inspiring. I've been, you know, there it is. But yeah, always as a rule. And Wendy, regarding reading with a broke deck, I feel like Spirit would make the reading with the cards accurate still. Yeah, and that's what happened. That's what happened. Sarah, maybe it was a sign those 2 cards weren't meant to be part of the reading. I felt bad about it, but it happened and the reading was great. I mean, the client wasn't feeling bad at all. So, I try not to have that happen, but if it does, it's not the end of the world. Claire, see, that's fun. Earlier I meant to write hello, but the help advice was great. That is so fun. But I'm glad you weren't like really in need of help, but that was still fun. That was still fun. My friends, I want to thank all of you for being here. Really appreciate you. Sarah, maybe that the universe always speaks to you from a kind, compassionate place that will never scold you, right? Right? My friends, I appreciate all of you. If I missed you, if I missed your question or your comment, I'm so sorry. I will let you know, and I posted a picture of it to foreshadow, but it's coming really soon. I will let you know that IT John and I are working on a whole new kind of format here. Not format in terms of what we do, but in terms of what you're going to see, and in terms of how I'm going to be able to read the comments and maybe not have the over-scrolling problem so much. We're working on it. And very, very soon, what you're seeing here is going to be different, and it's going to be so much fun. All right, my friends, I should be here tomorrow at noon to do your weekly wrap-up. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. See you later, Navigator. I love that. Thank you, Barrett. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you. Check out StarCon, STAARCON.com. Check it out. We want to see you. Take good care. Really appreciate you all. Be good.